Hi, I'm right across Staples Avenue from number 2617 in Key West, Florida. I want to show some stuff around here in this neighborhood, which I believe was developed in the 1940s, if I'm not mistaken. That is interesting and atypical of a 1940s development. See how this street here dead ends for motorized vehicles? There's a sign there saying no motorized vehicles. But pedestrians and bikes are allowed to pass through across this canal. And over to my right is Flagler Avenue, which does contain a few elements of sprawl, such as strip malls and wide 4-lane highway-like road, as well as there's a general lack of sidewalks in this neighborhood. But another thing you'll find so you have to cross over here because the next block there's no sidewalk on that side and on this block. It's also laid out on a grid system. It's just not all haphazard and we're approaching the intersection of Staples Avenue and 8th Street. Which essentially means we're 8 blocks into Newtown, but 27 blocks from the very far end of Key West, or 28. See here, no sidewalks. Which I guess is sort of typical of a 1940s and later neighborhood. But the grid system is not typical. Or no, that was 11th Street back there, not 8th. Or no, 10th. That's 10th Street. I'm at 10th. What am I thinking? Next one's 11th. Because where that canal is in the position of where 9th Street would be. See, all the house numbers are offset by 1800 because of all the streets below 1st Street. Like you have George Street and a whole bunch of other streets, like way down there's Duval Street, Simonton Street, I believe Simonton, Eaton Street, and all that down there. that run parallel. I believe Front Street is the I think there's Front Street. Or no, Simonton runs Simonton. I don't know. I'm somewhat from here. I'm kind of confused. Yeah, this is 11th Street. I'm crossing right now. So the next block would be 2900s. So 11 plus 18 is 2900. You just add 18 to whatever the lower numbered cross street is to get the addresses. Like, see, here's number 2907 right here. Now, this is more of a main artery here, so there's a sidewalk. Again. Either that, or sometimes you'll see sidewalks in front of a few houses that were probably put there by whoever owned the house. Whoever owns or owned the house at some point. But here's another interesting thing right here. Not the dog, by the way. It's not the dog. It's this right here. Right across Seidenberg Avenue here. Look at what's here. No motorized vehicles, bike route. And across Seidenberg Avenue here. Or signs accompanying that. See, stop sign and bike route with an arrow pointing to the crosswalk here. And I cross 12th Street here. And there's this thing for protecting cyclists who are coming into this, who are just coming across here. And there's this path that goes between Staples Avenue, or no, between 12th Street and Kennedy Drive, which happens to be a renamed 13th Street. I believe, after former President John F. Kennedy. Let's see, there's a couple guys riding bikes through here. Stops. Oh. Don't want to be in her way. Nope. I don't. Well, I'm going to go over here and use the crosswalk, which happens to just be, see how the light's green now? Or you can probably see it better over on this side. See how the traffic light up here is green? I'm going to go over here and push this button. See how the walk sign is showing no, don't walk? And I press the button. The light goes red. And I get the signal to cross the street there. See? And over here, through this parking lot, is another only bikes and pedestrians allowed through. See, bike riding is a very common form of transportation in the Florida Keys because of the small towns and dense networks of streets and whatnot. Everything's a relatively short distance, unless you're leaving the key or whatever. And this is a renamed 12th Street or Glen Archer Drive up ahead here. to wait for this light here. And that turns red after a few. Wait a few seconds here. Now I can cross. Now we're going up Duck Avenue. Actually, I'm going to go back. Back over. Or no, this wasn't 12th Street, this is 14th Street, that's right. Or Glen Archer Drive. Again, it's a main street, so there's crosswalk. Or no, I mean sidewalk. Might not have been there originally, but it's here now. Now I'm walking over toward North Roosevelt Boulevard, which upon you'll see some more elements of urban sprawl. But for the most part, this is a sprawl-free, walkable neighborhood that was developed in the 1940s, when most neighborhoods have severely lacked walkability and were very car dependent. I think the reason being is that this is a small island. Might not look like it here, but it is. It's a small island. It's a big city on a small island. How can you do that? Well, it has to be dense. And the only way for that to happen is for it to be laid out on a grid system with efficient usage of land. This isn't as dense as the old town is, but still. You would never know that we were on an island in the Florida Keys right here. It just looks like any other American city for all that matters. Or a modern day suburb right through here. but all the business districts and stuff have strip mall-like. It's kind of a compromise. Dense residential, but commercial and business is more sprawling. Not both. Well, there's a crackling high voltage power lines up there. Hear that? And by the way, in the Florida Keys at least, I don't know about up in Key West at least, city, riding a bicycle on sidewalks is totally legal, regardless of where you are, except there's one caveat. On Duval Street in Key West, you are not allowed to ride your bike on the sidewalk because it is so crowded with pedestrians that you just won't believe it when you see it. There's like more pedestrians and other forms of transportation than there are cars going through there. So yep, there's those crackling power lines I was saying. Right up there. They're buzzing away. Bet you that would get annoying pretty quickly. Oh, God. So those are pretty high voltage up there. You know, most places, they're not so low to the ground. You can see those big insulators up there. Hold the very high voltage. Like hundreds of thousands of volts, possibly. So now we're approaching a strip mall. To wait for this traffic light here turn green before I go. Okay, got the green traffic light. Go back down this way. Yeah, I believe there's a Publix in this strip mall straight ahead. I can go in there and use the computer. Or one of those stores. Here's the electrical substation right over there. One of them. It takes the high voltage off of those cracklers and knocks them down to more slightly lower voltage that later on is nearer the premises of where it's to be delivered is knocked down to the 240 and 120 volt center tapped distribution that goes into houses via transformers that are mounted on the telephone poles, like, or else into a See, there's a cluster of 3 transformers up on this one straight ahead that knocks down the 3 phases into commercial and industrial levels. Where it's delivered to someone's house, it's just one of those phases knocked down to 240 volts and then center tapped. So you get 2 legs of 120 volts each. But both of those legs in the center tap are brought into the house for bigger appliances like stoves, dryers, big air conditioners, things like that. You run between the 2 legs for the full 240 volts. But other things, the smaller loads like your lights, refrigerator, smaller appliances, washing machine, general vacuum cleaner, things like that. Or more or run from the center tap to one of the legs for 120 volts. See, here's one of the 3 phase. See, there's the 3 transformers up on poles there. See, there's the 3 lines. Each of them has a transformer on it. And then all 3 lines are brought into a building. Plus the center, plus where in the other side of the transformer, if it's wired in a Y, like there's a common point in the 3 legs of the 3 phase are connected to the other side of the coil, and they're all the other end is connected to a common. Then you get a 3-phase Y configured. See? Well, I was kind of rambling off subject there, but see, one thing you don't see too many of other places, but I believe due to the lack of a Walmart in the Florida Keys, you'll find Kmart. Have good luck finding very many of those in Pittsburgh still, or pretty much anywhere else. And this, my friends, is a strip mall with huge parking lots. Designed around the use of cars, but which was later augmented with bike racks in certain places so that people could park their bikes in front. And there's a sidewalk here though, too, so you could walk. Thought being, oh, there's a sidewalk right here, too. Didn't see that. See? They were thinking, weren't they?